was a fun one a while back. It was a champion that was absolutely insane. For a while, I think at one point it was a case of if he had Lee Sin, his team would win. If he didn't, they wouldn't. But he was absolutely just insane, and it's perfect for his playstyle. Hyper aggression, try and find and duel the enemy mid lane, and be in and out of their jungle constantly. I mean, it's a little bit hard for me to just sort of say, yes, Killer Queen's Lee Sin, because my mind of Killer Queen is always talent. But we have fantastic Lee Sins in the VCS, and Killer Queen is one of, if not the best.
Yeah, I remember a time where every single Q would land. Like, not for one game, for weeks on end. Every single Q he threw was just heat-seeking, so his highs on Lee Sin, his mechanical ceiling on this champion is certainly up there. And I'm excited to see if he can bring it to this game and maybe turn it around here.
Killer Queen has 30 games on Lee Sin in the VCS at a 56.7% win rate. And he has been on middling to bottom teams for the majority of his time. So that just lets you know that when he gets this champion, he tears up the Rift. I am very excited to see this pop up, him back on this champion. I missed Lee Sin a little bit. I'm very ready to see what Killer Queen can put this champion to use.
Yeah, it's one of those champs, just like Orianna in the last game. When you see them every game, they get boring, but if you don't see them at all, that you kind of miss them, especially the Lee Sin with all the playmaking. Very good trade there from Nagia, getting the better of Kiaya. With the rune choice, he should also be the one winning most of these trades, because of course Grasp into Lethal Temper just gives a little bit more oomph to those auto attacks in the early game. So I expect Nagia to be have the better end of those trades. We see Wales actually winning some trades on Nami against Lulu. This has not happened in ages.
Yeah, they're getting pushed in at that level 1 like you expect, but once they hit level 2, they just jumped straight onto GAM and made sure that they put a little bit of the fear of God into him now. Killer Queen is spotted on a ward, but they can still put out so much damage and make GAM sweat a little bit and get some control back of this lane.
B traded very heavily there, gets the better in terms of HP, but had to invest a lot of mana. Fortunately for him, this time he didn't go for the Relic Shield. We didn't see the Relic Shield Nami we saw in the first series, so his mana should be alright. With a little bit of time, Spell Thieves does contribute to the mana pool quite a bit. But trading across the map, we see a lot happening in the top lane here, you know? So be careful, Nagia has the Q stacks, but doesn't actually make use of that.
Very well, sort of playing out the mind games well on that on the Q3. Levi, we saw poke his head into that jungle of Killer Queen, but now Killer Queen's just sort of assisting his bot lane, letting them get that push into turret, let those good resets come on through, and with the sort of lane pressure this early from Team Wales, I can see the angle where that early Dirk that is almost certainly going to come out of it can actually be put to use, because if
hopefully
they're not just getting pushed in forever, they are just doing damage. Yes, Vit, you're my favorite!
No Dirk for Vit. Oh, Vit has just risen up the ADC rankings from Marby to number, I don't know, from number 8 to number 5 maybe, but...
Come on. Slows is in the league.
Oh yeah, you're right. Slows hasn't looked great. But I want to pick your brain about one thing that I've seen the VCS do more than any other league. We're fully in the Squirtle meta, and I'm not entirely sure why. Can you explain to me why everyone is going blue smite item now?
Good question. I mean, green did get nerfed fairly heavily by the time 13.3 rolled around, but I don't think that, like, it's definitely not been run out of the game. I can definitely see it on the angle of champions that want to sort of spring from brushes, like the Wukong, like the Lee Sin, Oh, Levi is here, but Kiai
Okay,
so
Nagia.
already. Oh my goodness!
He goes all out on Levi.
Level 6.
Can he chase him down? That's a double kill potentially. Nagia on his
Wait.
best champion again. Nagia is insane! The best top lane of the league, maybe? What a performance back-to-back on Cassante and Kiai playing with fire there way too much. Wanted to set up the bait, wanted to set up the kill, and it backfires horribly. He is back.
Just absolutely insane. Completely dominating this lane, of course, but when he sees that has come around, these passive trades, has been doing so much, knows that the flash Q auto with grasp is enough, and then that's enough to level him up. That lets him pull Levi into danger, and then gets that knock up as well, and Killer Queen coming in to get that slow means that the flash from Levi was worthless, and it's just beautiful play out of this top laner. I'd give this man Cassante every game. I am so ready for this.
Very impressive.
We love to see tanks succeed, because I do at least.
Tank 60.
And,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm still not really ready to call Cassante a tank. It's just, come on. He builds tank items, but he sacrifices his HP bar and his tank stats for damage later on. Is that really a tank? Come on.
I just remember, like, when Cassante was still merely a number of words on a page talking about his thematics, and they said he has these tonfa that he breaks into swords, and my mind was like, that's not going to be a tank, is it? That's definitely not going to be a tank.
Yep.
No, it was not a tank. It was this fella. And, hey, you know what? He has been fun to watch now that he's been tuned down a little bit.
Absolutely. I actually like this champion a lot. I don't actually think it's over-tuned or even overloaded. It's once you understand him, he actually has very clear, defined strengths and weaknesses. His laning phase is still very obnoxious, and his ability to escape situations is almost unrivaled, but in teamfights he's not that easy to play. Even when Nagia was super far ahead in game 1, his team fighting had to be very delicate. He can't overextend like any other tank. Oh, this is dangerous. Nagia gets baited, but he still gets the kill. Oh my god, the damage is insane. He's alive. Look at him go.
It wasn't a bait because the squad arrived. Killer Queen and Glory came in and picked up another one. It was actually insane. They called off the dive, and it still sort of looked like a bait because the all-out went through the wall straight into Cardi's arms.
How many stacks of Uno cards are we playing with here? Because that was at least 2 Uno reverse cards. Like, you can't tell me that was... Holy, GAM waiting for the bait, but then getting baited in by the rotation from Wales. And Nagia, I mean, it's just perfection. If Kiai was alone, this would have been the easiest solo kill of all time. He still gets the solo kill, and then Glory is here, Killer Queen is here. And how does Nagia survive? That's some of that tankiness.
B came along and healed him. I didn't even notice B was up there, but the summoner heal on the clutch end. God. The Wales just read GAM like a book. They sort of... Actually, I don't even know if they did. They carried and just... Everything fell into their laps, and now Glory gets another kill, so he gets to rush his Rod of Ages a little bit quicker. Well on the way for that Gore Drinker is Killer Queen.
Yeah, and look at the items in top lane. That looks like fun to play for Kiai.
Yeah, Nagia already has his Frozen Fist. He's living the dream. He's having a good time. He can just clap these Tonfa into Kiai's face over and over again. Kiai just cannot dodge a Q. I think he's going to find a Rift Tower in his lane very shortly.
Yeah, I think Kiai is not even too sad about that, because getting a longer lane to farm and just getting away from Nagia as quickly as possible is probably something he wants to do.
That's true indeed. And as we've seen, the rest of the map has just kind of worked out even. There's a small lead for Cardi and CS, but that's made up for by the kill. The bot lane is kind of just only a few CS apart, but the first strike is probably making up for that in some regards, so nothing.
An amazing start, especially if you consider how the last game went for Team Wales. They got stomped in almost all the lanes, so getting back to blue side, resetting the mental, and off to a 4-0 kill lead with a dragon as well. This is even better than game 1 where they had the kill lead but lost all the objectives. In this game they're getting everything, objectives and kills, and they're up to a 2k gold lead. This could go horribly wrong for GAM as well. If this backfires, this play, the game is probably over. They need to be very careful.
I think, yeah, this is going to be hard for Team Wales to pull off. I think it's... Oh, never mind. We don't get to watch bot lane because Nikki is going to kill Kiaya again. Just And he has the flash. Actually, that's an interesting adaptation. He went for flash this game.
True, yeah, last time he went Ghost, I think it's probably a matchup thing, because he had a different matchup the last time they played.
Yeah.
Disengage there. Levi is still lurking around. If there's another wave crashing in the tower, that could be... Oh, that's the ward spot. Killer Queen going there. Yeah, that's a big shutdown for Kati.
Glow's just gonna walk away.
And we're right back in there. The chaining of CC, it's so beautiful. Once again, Killer Queen and B together, and now another kill. Kiaya's here, Kiaya's here. What is Kiaya doing over here? He gets a kill.
He gets a kill, but that's fine. It was a 2-for-1 in the bot lane trade overall. Oh no, can Kiaya go more? Can B land the bubble? He misses. TP. Oh no.
Chase down as possible. There's a shield on Vid. Oh, the minion block! That's... Oh, I would stop the game there. That's insane. That minion saved Kiaya's life. Holy.
Yeah, minion sus. Just, can we act a knife just to kill that one minion for upsetting Vit? Yeah, okay, so across the way, lots of kills. You see this one, just Kiaya just cannot stand up to Nagia at all. He's gonna get the kill, and then Cardi is going to make his way up.
Okay, I want a statistic here. Or your prediction. Oh, this is not very interesting. Nagia is way too low to fight. What do you think? Has Nagia dealt more damage to himself with his ultimate so far in this game, or has Kiaya dealt more damage to him?
At this point in the game, I still would give it to Kiaya, but it's gonna get there soon as...
Ooh, Killer Queen.
This was just perfect. Absolutely. I thought it was just a little bit of a vision thing where it's like, oh, he landed the bubble into the kick and the bubble stuck around a bit, but no, B is just a god. B and Killer Queen have perfect synergy, and they're gonna donate this tower to Vit.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
Feeling happy, and oh my god,
the synergy between support and jungler already. If you consider this is a new team, these players have never played together, and if I had to guess, B was probably not too fond of the way Killer Queen played the last time when they played against each other, because Killer Queen was kind of just running at stuff. So seeing this kind of synergy between those players already is really impressive to me.
Yeah, honestly, overall, this team has come together great. We look at that last game, and even though it looked really sad that they just sort of gave over everything, I think it might have been actually really important towards them. So instead of investing in a game that was already lost, they just said, all right, that's fine. We have game 3. We're going to kick their ass in game 3. And boy, howdy, have they done that. Or at least made the attempt so far. They still have to close it out, of course. 2,000 gold in the lead. Slipped a little bit after the sort of bot lane play. Brought a kill into Kiaya's pocket.
Yeah, and remember, there's only one kill on Kati, where there was a 700 gold shutdown. Kati is actually ahead in levels compared to Nagia, who has had an amazing game. But if you look at the CS, that makes sense, because he's sitting at 170 at 14 minutes. Kati does not want to lose this map.
Yeah, Kati's just gonna very quietly scale up into a late game menace on this rise. Gonna be really hard to kill as well. But now, lots of gold has been funneled onto Vit, who has forgone any sort of silly Dirk nonsense and is just rushing towards his items. That's why he is able to be so far ahead of the curve onto style. We love to see it. He's going to grab, and they're going to use this position to grab Rift Herald, and from there, next Dragon will be important. Mountain Rift will be huge for both of these teams.
Casanti.
They can just walk this down and crack open a mid lane tower, that'd be great, but still have to deal with the problem of a side lane rise being a nuisance.
So, let me ask you a question. You find yourself down with this Jax now. This Jax is completely useless. He can never even enter lane into Cassandra, so you constantly have to be careful with your lane assignments. How do you make use of this Jax later on in the game? Because, I mean, at some point he's going to scale, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an interest on what he chooses to build, because if he chooses to go sort of just say, okay, look, I've been set so far behind, I'm going to build a lot of these more tanky bruiser items and not look to be the big carry and just try and get a good counter strike and ult into the backline. Maybe he picks up a Zhonya's second, maybe he picks up a Frozen Heart, these sort of things. It's fairly easy to see where he lands. If he wants to try and scale properly, he's going to have to build a little bit more carry, and that leaves him very susceptible to, you know, Nagia and Glory having their way with him in a side lane if it gets to that point.
Yeah, I'm worried about Kiaya's Jax, because not only is he behind kills and experience, he's also only on 116 CS, so he's not really keeping up with all the other players in terms of gold income, and we'll probably spend the next 10 minutes in a side lane just slowly trying to pick up some items, so it's now on Team Wales to accelerate the game with a much, much stronger core of 5 players.
Yeah, they're just going to try and ram this down mid lane, gonna get that second charge. Shouldn't be able to get the tower. Okay, yes they are. Glory's right
engaged.
Into it.
Look at Nagia. Oh, he overstepped his welcome. Did he? No, he gets out.
I think Style dashed in. Okay, here's Cardi. He's going to try and clean it up on the back end, but he just can't get through the tibbers.
Okay.
And
Nagia's Cassandra has to be permabanned. This is insane. He didn't even flash. Marby, he has his flash ready.
He still has flash. Okay, now Kiai's just like... And I think it sort of falls apart here because Style, I think dashes the wrong way accidentally. Oh no, he was kicked. Okay, I didn't see Killer Queen kick him into the wave. Absolutely, just peak combination. This Nami and Lee Sin playing together perfectly. Man, this combination is absolutely insane. We talked up the Lee Sin, but it is delivering, finding great angles in these plays, and being teamed up with B's absolutely stellar Nami. Just a complete turnaround compared to the one we saw in Series 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's good to see good Nami play, no? People always act like Nami's always look the same, but it's so not the case. Nami actually has a pretty high skill floor, I'd say. So bad Namis will just look terrible. This Nami is definitely not one of those. And what a performance so far in the early game for Team Wales. Now 18 minutes in, they're going to pick up their second dragon off to a 3k gold lead to start this slow fight towards closing out the game.
They're still kind of losing out a little bit of gold, bleeding a few side lane turrets to this rise. It was sort of a problem they faced in game 1 as well, but it shouldn't be too bad now that the 2 side lane outer turrets are gone. It's not quite as easy for them to push up and take for free. So
what can Carti do in this game? Once again, I have to cast your eyes to that Carti scoreboard, because he's 244 CS at 19 minutes. He's putting in a Chovy kind of performance. He's on 2 items already, 2.5 items with completed boots and almost stacked up Rod of Ages. He's close to level 16 at 20 minutes in the game on the rise. So if anyone can carry this game for GAM, it might be Carti.
Oh yeah, it definitely has to be Carti, and if he finishes off that stopwatch, he's just going to be insanely difficult to burst down in time to really deal with. And if they focus all their bursts on Style, they will almost certainly kill him. But then, will they have enough to deal with Carti in the back end? And will they even have enough burst to kill Carti through all his defensive stats?
Look at his HP bar.
It's so big. Seraphs and Roa are just so strong right now, and I think we're just fishing. If that Killer Queen angle comes through, that's the way for Wales to come. That's the way for Wales to close it out cleanly. But Carti, is going to be a menace because it's a very short-range composition. They have to get close to him, and he can throw those overloads and spread them across the team, and just so much damage. So much damage.
He might be able to make the game much closer than it is on the surface level, because, yeah, he's such a strong rise, so accelerated as well. And the next team fight, very likely around the Dragon in 3 minutes. Do you want GAM to fight for that? Do you want them to scale a little bit longer? What's your kind of call in this situation here?
I'm in the position that you should, posture. You should definitely posture for it, but I wouldn't be... But, don't force a fight if you can't take one, if you don't find the angle. Because if you can get in and chase whales away and pick up a mountain soul, that's fantastic. Mountain drake, rather, not soul yet. That's fantastic for you, but it's not worth throwing the whole game over in a fight, after all. So, just keep the pressure on whales, but don't overcommit. For the dragon is my take on that angle. And
speaking of overcommitting, are we seeing the overcommit on the other side of the rift? They do have good vision control and Glory lurking around. That's a Rice ult just to spot them, but on the other side, Glory with the engage on Levi. Levi's 0-4. Levi might just die here to Vid. Yeah, Levi's dead. That's the jungler going down, opening up this Baron. And mid lane.
They didn't actually want the Baron first time around. They just wanted the kills, and yeah, they're just going to try and trade it out for turrets. They can get the first one. They can get the second one as well. Hell, they could probably even realm warp down and pick up a third turret. That'd be huge for GAM, actually.
I'm enjoying this.
Teleport from Nagia.
Oh, Nagia, he's a tanky boy. Don't go all out, Nagia. Stay tanky. Never mind. There he is. Sacrifices. Okay, that's allowed. That's allowed. If you deal this much damage, you are allowed to go all out and eliminate the enemy AD carry. Wow, this champion just baffles me.
I just appreciate how you said don't go all out. Immediately goes all out.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, Nagia, don't listen to this fella.
He knows better. He knows better. That's for sure. I have no idea what Cassandra does.
Yeah, okay, it just comes down here and it's essentially a 4v1. It just cleans through Style.
Style had flash and barrier available, by the way. He chose not to use those.
Style choosing to ult there is arguably what secured his death, because it meant the turret was going to target him. Which, oh dear, that's just a
sad
one to make, but now it's Baron on 5 members of Team Wales.
Yeah, and they can easily transition into Dragon.
Yep. They can absolutely pick up this Dragon as well. Just keep pushing down, put all your focus onto this bot lane, maybe kill Carty, which would be a big one.
Oh, Glory wants to go. Oh, that was, we ignore that one. Flash for flash, I guess. Good trade. Nagia. Did you just flash as well? What is happening? Wales is kind of losing their mind here.
That's too much!
Definitely too much. His style is now unleashed. He doesn't really have the damage, though. Yeah, they walk away with the tower. That was a bit too hard to Team Wales. Calm down there a bit, but they still walk away with the tower and the dragon. They need to be careful not to bleed too much gold on the other side, though, because Giaya, secretly, on the other side of the map, actually walked away with an outer turret.
Yeah, Tiara and Levi just went for that mission and picked that up. It's a Spear of Shojin for Kiaya, so he is going to actually be dealing a decent amount of damage in the back line if he can find his way in. And GAM have done their best to keep the gold at about 3k. As Baron is not really they're not getting the most out of this Baron. They need to just pivot to the top side now. But they don't want to just trade 1-for-1 on a Baron power push, right? Oh,
nice.
Levi just steals that one.
And Marby, what I really like about these two teams fighting so close, back and forth in these games, is how neither team ever lets the other team have something for free. You saw Team Wales set up the Baron, and okay, they got the Baron after a very good pick, but then GAM instantly pushed on the mid lane. No hesitation whatsoever. Very good shot calling, very good instincts there, good team training. So both teams are very ready to just strike back and forth and go for the next objective, pivot from one lane to the other and just give the enemy team no time to react. It's so good to see.
Yeah, now this time Wales has to be a little bit careful. Casante's making his way up, but he doesn't have the teleport available just yet, so keeping an eye out where Kia could be. And just trying to break this final outer turret, just keep everything out of the base destroyed.
Levi with the engage, but there's Laurie with the Laurie has ultimate too, and that's a bubble on Stahl. Stahl out of the commotion. Stahl wants to chase them down, but Vid is on 3 items and still alive, and there's Cassante. That's a 1-for-1. Stahl is now. Oh no, Stahl stays alive, and Vid has to flash away. All out. That's finally the kill, but where does Vid go? Oh, Carty's on the other side, and Vid goes down. That's a big fight victory for the side of GAM. But Nagia wants to change that. Nagia gets one more. Nagia, can you do it all? Nagia on Carty? This could actually be a triple. Oh, he doesn't have the... Does he have the... Oh, he does have the damage to kill the Rice! What is happening? This champion is insane!
He's got red buff. He's run out of all out, so his damage is lessened. But he is tankier. Can he kill the Lulu? Or is the Lulu got enough? He is on no health. Oh, but he's got the shield. He's going to... He misses the Q. And it's Sin that wins!
That's absolutely ridiculous. He kills everyone. He kills the 300 CS Rise alone, and then the Lulu chases him down and auto-attacks him to death. That is hilarious.
Oh my god, okay, so that was a really... Okay, like, I mean...
Just the casual 5k damage.
Starts
by the way.
off so damn well for GAM though. So they target it before Nagia can get there. And they do so much damage. Style is delayed a little bit, but he's still
really
able to just stack up so much damage. Glory, yeah, he kind of is in a rough position there, but the fact Style survives through Killer Queen's attempt means that it just works out okay. It means he's able to pick off Vit. And then Cassante does a little bit of silly things. That's a lot of Omnivamp. He's
very good spacing. That auto spacing there from Nagia, dodging that Q from Carty, very impressive. And wow, he has such mastery on this champion. I'm not sure if I've ever seen Cassante looking this impressive.
Yeah, should have left though. Yeah, I mean, I respect Nagia going for it, even though it's kind of like you probably weren't gonna win this one. Honestly,
do you expect the Lulu to win this fight? I didn't expect Lulu to have the damage, but somehow Cassante wasn't able to reach him.
Nagia was not on very much health, and he'd ran out of all out, so he didn't have the Omnivamp in his kit anymore, so Baron is now back up on as a consideration, and just Team Wales instantly on top of it. Levi is a little bit late to the party, but it might not matter. Grouped up in this pit, it could be a disaster.
Oh, we had Baron steal in the first game, if I remember correctly, or was it the second game? Killer Queen definitely got the better of Levi there, but they don't want to risk that. That's some of that B shot calling, very consistent, very, very good to see. Nagia?
Killer Queen landed a Q on Style, but nothing coming through from it. I'm just waiting. I'm just expecting the big insect play. Vit chunking through the Warrior Trickster, which means Levi would have to be worried if that landed on him properly.
Good positioning now for Team Wales on the mid lane for priority on the Dragon. Style, what have you done? That's Lulu ult already gone, and Nagia just buying time, staying in his tanky form. In the meantime, Killer Queen in the back line. Where are we going? Glory still has his ultimate available. Where is he going to use it? That's a big ultimate. Glory, flash ultimate. 3 members, and there's Nagia into everyone. Everyone is going down. All the health bars are going low. Style.
Went down.
Nagia against Style on the back line. Killer Queen is still full HP, but Nagia goes down, and now it's a 1v4 on the side of Team Wales. They've lost the fight. Somehow everyone went down instantly, and GAM walks away the victors of this fight. They're pinging the base.
They can't burst through Style. They're just going to try and run it down mid lane. They have 30 seconds on the next main target, and that would be Glory and Vit. They can't. Can they do it? If they keep the minions alive, they absolutely can. It was a huge fight win, and this might just end the game right now. Minions are alive. Kia can tank the
turrets. They can't do it in time.
Okay, they decide to bounce back and just pick up a dragon on the way out. I assume.
Not actually sure about the dragon part.
Okay.
We kind of want to see what happens now on the live feed. But what happened to Vid in this fight? Where did he die?
Yeah, so Vid's just sort of a bit too far out of it. He doesn't have the ultimate to contribute, and he's just trying to lean onto Cardi, but Cardi's just winning, just beating him out in the 1v1, and they turned off style. They didn't commit to either carry, and the damage split didn't work.
He walked into Styles W on the backhand of the fight. Oh, that's such an unfortunate misstep for Vid, because he was actually in a good position to carry the back half there. And the dragon is still alive, actually, Marby. We are still on for this dragon fight. And
Cardi seems to be taking it solo, or he's just hanging out doing not a lot. I assume he's taking it, though, judging by his position.
Yeah, he's not moving, and he is taking the dragon, and Wales not really making any moves towards the dragon. So that goes to GAM. Game is back in a super even state. Who is gonna win the next team fight? That could decide the game.
Yeah, it's really just down to each individual team fight. Killer Queen has not been hunting for these flank angles, which I think is really sort of letting them down. If you can find that insect kick onto Cardi, onto Style, he can really make the difference. But he's just sort of grouping up with his team. It made a little bit of sense before, because the idea was the dragon as the main objective. But I want to find these angles. I want to see these kicks. Kiaya taking a little bit of damage. The engage goes in. Vid
Vid is stunned. Vid
Style,
flashing away. Oh, Levi can chase him down. Vid in a really bad position. And in the meantime, GAM has already won the other half of the fight. And Nagia, he's in there, but 1v5. We've talked about this in game 1. 1v5. Casanti is not the way to go. He's not tanky enough, doesn't deal enough damage. And now the game is just over. They rise ulting onto the towers. Wales put up such an amazing fight. Nagia with one of the best individual performances in the early game we have ever seen. But it is GAM in the end. It's always GAM in the end in the VCS. They walk away with a match of the week victory from behind. Reverse sweep to go 2-1 over Team.